straight out of East Blue. It's a One Piece manga review from Cool Guy for You. Couldn't mouse over to the webcam in time. Alright, so we got Luffy dragging Helmeppo around the marine base, kidnapped him, wants to know where Zoro's swords are, wants to get Zoro his weapons. He gives Helmeppo a punch for not informing him of that he was going past his room that contains the swords. And then the gunman marines show up, and Luffy uses Helmeppo as a shield. After, or maybe before, whatever, told him to shoot at Luffy, but he uses Helmeppo as a shield. Nice thinking, Luffy. Nice thinking. Kobe. We go back to Kobe. Kobe was shot at. He got hit. He is bloodied and bleeding. He took one hit. He was trying to free Zoro. So Kobe is just absolutely stunned. He is shot. Obvious. You would panic. Kobe tells Zoro of his fate. That he's been deceived. Zoro believed Helmeppo's word. And Kobe requests to Zoro that he rescue Luffy if Kobe manages to free him. Then the gunman marines show up to kill them off. So they are just surrounded. They're targeted. They got them in their sights. So Zoro and Kobe are about to be killed off. Kobe's already shot. So it's like Hayaka Luffy. Hayaka. So Luffy finally finds the 3 katana. So he found the right room. Helmeppo passed out. So Luffy spots what is about to go down below. Not up in the marine base, but down below. That Zoro and Kobe are about to be killed off. So he's got to do something. Axe Hand Morgan. That is just a sick, huge blade. My goodness. He makes his appearance. So, and Morgan, he heard of Zoro long ago. But Zoro doesn't wish to die. A lot of tension here. A lot of tension. Zoro does not want to die, for he has goals of his own. Due to a promise. A promise. So, that would get into backstory. And we do have backstory. Oh boy. And these backstories are just really, really good. Really good. Each and every one of them. Great backstory. Great backstory. Of course, I think I have my favorite, but we're certainly not there. We're certainly not there yet in the manga review vlogging, because we're at where we're at now. So, anyhow. So here we have the backstory. Kuina Kuina. Let's go with Kuina. So, whatever. I'm always horrible at the pronunciations. You can pronounce them like probably 12 different ways, you know? I always mess them up. So, Kuina is a little girl. This is in Zoro's backstory, so probably like 10 years prior. So, this girl defeats Zoro. Zoro uses 2 swords. Probably wooden bamboo ones for practice here. And she just uses 1. She uses 1. She has defeated him 2,000 times. 2,000 times. Now, I don't know about you, but even a male, if I was defeated 2,000 times, my emotions would be going through the roof. Long before 2,000, long before 100. The more you rack up those losses against yourself, wins of the opponent, the more angry and frustrated I would be. Very irritated, frustrated, and then that would also make you sad because you cannot defeat them. You cannot defeat them even once. So that would give you a world of emotions right there off the bat. So this is Zoro backstory. He's remembering the promise. So we're getting the backstory. Zoro, as this little guy, he is great within his dojo and adults. But the teacher, the sensei's daughter, is Kuina, who is a bit older than Zoro. He makes a vow, despite the losses, he makes a vow to become the top swordsman in the world and to never lose again. So the girl, Kuina, trains at night. Zoro challenges her, but this time with real katanas. Now, that kind of a thing, it's at night, let alone daytime, but I guess you got the moonlight and you'd see it dark. Your eyes would adjust, but still. 2 young ones sword fighting with real katanas. Ay. Talk about risky and not very smart. Plus all the emotions, plus the win-loss record. That is not a good thing to occur in a general sense. So they have a real duel in the middle of the night. He loses again. Just sheer frustration. So he's just beyond frustrated. He's struggling with this. But then she also reveals her side of things. She talks of men becoming more physically strong with age than women. So she will eventually lose out to Zoro anyway. And other men in duels too. And her father told her that she as a girl thus can never become the top swordsman. And so she's dealing with things too. She can never be the best. He wanted to become the best, but he can only lose to her. So she just breaks down. She cries. She wants to be the best. She can never be the best. That is just, yeah, I don't know. That is something unfathomable. If you set your sights on something and you knew you never could become the best, you know what? Still, you know, in some sense, I think nobody's the best. Nobody's the best because there's always, always, always someone better, and someone who's gonna be better. So you should just be satisfied with however far you can make it in A, B, C, or D. You know. Anyhow. So with Zoro eventually going to surpass Kuina, his efforts may be worth less. His efforts to surpass her may be worth less. Not worthless, but worth less. Because he shall surpass her anyway. So it could be viewed by anyone as not really, because he put in the effort of becoming the best or better than her with the use of swords. So yeah, it wouldn't mean as much if he can beat her as a guy. So they end up forging a promise. Only one of the two of them will become the top swordsman in all the world. The question is, who first? They both vow to become that one of them would be the top swordsman in the world. Here we go. This is where it gets thick. This is where it gets a little thicker. After this promise, Kuina later fell from stairs and died. Oh boy, talk about a hit. You know, I'm thinking of things just on the fly with these reviews that I can toss a thought in between my notes. Think about it. She died off. She accidentally died off. He, will, in a sense, never be able to surpass her. He never beat her. He never beat her with swords in a sword fight. A mock sword fight or whatever the case, with the bamboo ones or whatever. So, this really hits Zoro because, yeah, not only that, it was just the night prior. So this was the day after. The day after they made such a huge vow, a huge promise together. She dies off. Oh boy. So, Zoro ends up requesting from the sensei, her sword. Thus, you have the amazing backstory of why he uses 3 swords. That was a very good question before I ever saw his backstory. Why 3 swords? And then, as it was unraveling with the backstory here in the anime, oh, wow. So, what does that mean? I'm trying to figure out something my notes mean. I guess, not, I was reading it wrong. Ugh. One too many reviews, I guess. seeing things. So, because of Kuina's death, Zoro, as a little bugger, he is all the more fueled to attain their dream. He will do it for her. You know, they made a promise. They made a vow. If it can't be her, it has to be him. I mean, it had to be him anyway, even without this incident. But this struck him really hard, so he's all the more dedicated to fulfilling it. All right, so back to the present. Luffy Gumu Gumu rockets out the window. Morgan orders the Marines to fire their guns at Zoro and Kobe. Luffy stands in front of him. He lands in front of him, stands in front of him. He takes the hits. He takes the bullets. He takes all the hits. He shields them. However, due to the Gum Gum fruit, due to his rubber nature, the bullets, delve into him and meld parts of his body backwards. And then he manages to fling them all in the opposite direction. So basically where they were coming from. And everybody's just stunned that he's immune to bullets. He is immune to bullets. That was a really cool shot, too. That was a really cool shot. So yeah, they're just stunned. They're just stunned at him. Kobe passes out, thinking he was just about to be killed off, but he was saved. Zoro, really interested as well. Like, who is this guy? How could he do that? So Luffy offers Zoro's swords back. Zoro tells him that he uses all three. So Luffy was only offering one of the three. So Zoro uses all three. Zoro seems to forge an alliance with Luffy and accepts his offer to become a pirate and will work with him. Alongside him, he will work alongside him to get off the island alive with him together. So they're going to team up and take on all the Marines. So that is the end of chapter 5. So this has been Straight Out of East Blue, a One Piece manga review from or with Cool Guy for You. Feel free to let me know your thoughts. I guess thank you very much for watching. It's time for me to take a break. So I will see you up ahead. As always, take care cool.